Philadelphia 76ers plan for Quentin Grimes. It's the first step of Jeff Teague's recommendation. Jeff Teague. Arriving from the Dallas Mavericks as one of the trade deadline deals, the fourth-year guard. We know all that. The Dallas Mavericks traded him for injured Caleb Martin. In the wake of Joel Embiid's shutdown, Quentin Grimes provided 76ers some burst of joy and optimism. Gotcha. Ever since he wore a Sixers uniform, he flipped the switch, including a 46-point game. Yes, sir, he did. Philadelphia 76ers make plans to re-sign Quentin Grimes. In 22 games in Philly, Grimes is averaging 21.8 points to go with 5 boards, 4.2 assists, and 1.5 steals. He's been on target with 49% shooting and 39.2 from the outside. Also, Quentin Grimes, I saw this yesterday too. Quentin Grimes has more 40-point games in a 76ers uniform than Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and even Jimmy Butler combined. Ben Simmons had, the funny thing is, Ben Simmons is the one on that list with the 40-point game. The 42 that he dropped on Rudy Gobert. Jimmy Butler didn't have one in a Sixers uniform. Tobias Harris never had a 40-point game in his fucking career. Career high 39 points for Tobias Harris. I remember that game too. The 76ers were feeding him the rock in the fourth quarter, trying to desperately to get him another bucket to have a career 40-point game, and he couldn't do it. He even missed a layup. Anyway. This franchise is so funny. But anyway, Sixers make plans to re-sign Quentin Grimes. Fans were going wild over his recent strong displays. League sources say Quentin Grimes' camp did not explicitly request a trade out of Dallas, despite suggestions of the contrary. The Mavericks fans were going crazy. The Sixers, I'm told, do hope to re-sign Grimes, whose precise market is difficult to forecast. Jeff Teague urged 76ers to re-sign Grimes. Grimes is set to become a restricted free agent this summer. He will earn $4.96 million for this season as the final year of his 4-year, $11 million deal he inked with the New York Knicks. He's restricted. His bird rights come along with the contract. Sixers have his bird rights. Sixers have committed most of their money in a star trio: Embiid, George, and Maxey. Jeff Teague on his Club 520 podcast. And I know a lot of people like that podcast, and I think Jeff Teague is entertaining. Trade PG. You can get him right now for 4 years, $40 million. All right. So Jeff Teague just saying things, says trade Paul George. Yeah, we would love to. I'll trade Paul George right now for an iPhone charger. You know what I'm saying? He has the worst contract in the NBA. It looks like he's washed. He had a terrible season. I don't know if you can trade him. I hope they find a way to trade him. I don't know if you can trade him. Can you get Grimes for 4 years, $40 million? I don't know about that one either. Convincing Grimes to come back would be the first step. Whether the Sixers can find a taker for Paul George is another matter. Whether the Sixers can find a taker for Paul George is the biggest matter. Convincing Grimes to come back, you don't have to. He's a restricted free agent, and the Sixers have his bird rights. They can match whatever any other team offers, and it will not affect the salary cap. But, you know, let's read this one. Philadelphia hopes to re-sign Quentin Grimes if they can afford to. See, I'm always confused about the salary cap, the bird rights. Why does this say if they can afford to? Mark Stein, Grimes is a restricted free agent. 76ers hope to re-sign him, reports Mark Stein. I saw one from Sam Amick, too. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Sam Amick. I don't know how to spell his name, man. Quentin Grimes. I saw one from Sam Amick. Where, here we go. Sam Amick on X. Damn. Sam Amick, Amick, Quentin Grimes. I saw one from Sam Amick that where he was talking about the Sixers re-signing Quentin Grimes. And there was a link to an article. And of course, now I can't find it. But there's some information in here. The 76ers have their own challenges. On the hook for $149 million next season for just their big three of Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. Wow. $149 million in three players, and only one of them is a living, breathing human being with two working legs. That leaves the Sixers with about $5 million below the salary cap number, with at least 10 roster spots to fill. The real numbers to watch are the luxury tax line, an estimated $187 million, and the second tax apron of $207 million. Things add up quickly. The 76ers have tanked as of late in hopes of retaining their first round pick. If Philly lands in the top six, that rookie will cost at least $8 million and up to as much as $13 million next season. Also, Grimes is not the only player the 76ers want to bring back. There's Kelly Oubre. I'm taking Grimes all day, every day, who is expected to opt out of his $8 million player option to become a free agent. Is that a good decision for Kelly Oubre to opt out of his player option to become a free agent? He might be betting on himself a little too much right here. You know, you didn't really have a great season. I think Kelly Oubre should probably take the $8 million, but I hope he opts out. As well as unrestricted free agent Gershon Yabusele. I'm taking Grimes also. I love Yabusele, but I'm taking Grimes. Philly's likely only to be able to bring back two of Grimes, Oubre, and Yabusele. If we can bring back two, I'm taking Grimes and Yabusele. If we can only bring back one, I'm bringing back Grimes. I'm sorry. He's 24 years old. That is what it is. Maybe things shake out differently, but with the top-heavy roster, it will be difficult for Daryl Morey to fill out the roster with quality players and stay below the aprons. But doesn't the bird rights not affect this? Whatever the 76ers choose, expect some team to step up and pay Grimes this season. So why would paying Grimes put you into the luxury tax apron if you have his bird rights? I've looked this up a million times. What is NBA bird rights? I've looked this up a million times, and it still confuses me constantly. In the NBA, bird rights named after Larry Bird are a salary cap exception that allows teams to re-sign their own free agents, even if it pushes them over the salary cap after a player has played a certain number of seasons with the team. Now, the bird rights come along with the contract that Grimes had in New York because he was not released or waived or walked as an unrestricted free agent. Bird rights, formerly known as the veteran free agent exception, are a provision in the NBA's allows teams to exceed the salary cap to retain their own players. Full bird rights. A player earns full bird rights after playing for a team for 3 or more consecutive seasons. This allows the team to re-sign the player to a contract up to 5 years with the salary cap maximum allowed by the CBA. With a salary cap up to the maximum allowed by... Okay. Early bird rights after playing for a team for 2 consecutive seasons. This allows the team to re-sign the player for a contract up to 4 years with a salary of up to 175% of the player's previous salary. Bird rights are allows teams to exceed the salary cap to re-sign their own free agents. So then why would re-signing Grimes put you into the luxury tax? I've searched it 100,000 times. And I still don't have the answer. If somebody can explain it to me in the comments, do that.